Each NFC West team made big moves this offseason. The Rams, of course, kept Matthew Stafford after agreeing to a contract restructure. They also lost a familiar weapon in Cooper Kupp, but they replaced him with three-time first-team All-Pro Devontae Adams. What about the Seahawks? They have basically a new everything. A new quarterback wide receiver duo in Sam Darnold and Kupp. And as you know, we just discussed, they traded Geno Smith to the Raiders, and DK Metcalf, they sent him to the Steelers. The Cardinals revamped their defensive line. They add Super Bowl champion Josh Sweat from the Eagles, as well as Dalvin Tomlinson and Calais Campbell. And the Niners paid their stars. They gave Brock Purdy, Fred Warner, George Kittle big extensions, but then they also lost some key players: Deebo Samuel, Charvarius Ward, Talanoa Hufanga, and Dre Greenlaw. So, in the spirit of graduation and yearbooks, Bill Barnwell is handing out off-season superlatives, starting with the Niners. Here's Bill on his superlative for San Fran.
The San Francisco 49ers are the team least likely to use the word rebuild around the organization. There's no disputing the Niners lost talent this offseason. A league-high 8 players who signed for 8-figure salaries left San Francisco. But there are reasons to be optimistic. Brock Purdy's deal got done at a very reasonable rate. Robert Saleh came back, and he's done great work developing defensive talent, not only with the Jets, but also beforehand with San Francisco. And their rivals are actually reasons to think the Niners could be back quicker than we expect. Look at the 2021 Eagles or the 2023 Rams. Two teams coming off of disappointing seasons who were not expected to make an immediate return to the postseason. That's exactly what happened. The 2025 Niners will hope to follow in their footsteps.
I like that. That less likely to use the word rebuild, which they don't. They don't rebuild. They've been consistently very good year after year. So what are their top 3 priorities?
All right, Hannah, number 1, can their young defensive replacements step up and be at least serviceable or productive for them? Remarkably, they lost 95 starts in free agency, but it's guys like the Dre Greenlaws of the world, Talanoa Hufanga, guys that are really important. So Michael Williams in particular has to take a big step for them. Secondly, can they replace Deebo Samuel? Guys, 26% of their passing game went through Deebo Samuel. So can Ricky Pearsall step up? Can Brandon Ayuk take a big leap this year? That's going to be really important for their offense. And then lastly, the big 3, can they stay healthy? That's Brock Purdy, George Kittle, and Christian McCaffrey. They are 20-6 over the last 3 years when those 3 players are on the field together. If those 3 are healthy, you're right. We're not talking about rebuild. We're talking about contending. Yeah,
when McCaffrey is hurt, it just affects so many things with the 49ers. All right, let's go to Arizona. Bill Barnwell has given the Cardinals most likely to make a leap on defense. You know, there was a really fun defense to watch. Not always the most effective, though, Sam. And you played for that Arizona defense. So give us their top 3 summer priorities.
Well, top 3 are all going to be on the defensive side. Number 1, it's going to be Will Johnson, their top draft pick, one of the top draft picks in last year's draft. He went a little bit lower than expected because of injury, but if he can be healthy, this dude is a dominant lockdown, shutdown corner. Number 2, the addition of Josh Sweat. Every team needs an elite level pass rusher, and Josh Sweat could be that, but he could be that because of number 3, Calais Campbell. I played with Calais Campbell when I was with the Arizona Cardinals as a rookie. Calais is going on year 18. He mentored me back when I was a rookie about 15, 17, how many years ago? And I had my best statistical year. Imagine what Calais Campbell is going to do for guys like Walter Nolan, who was the Cardinals' first-round pick out of Ole Miss, for guys like Josh Sweat, who, if he is double-teamed, he'll have one-on-ones. Even for guys on the other side of the ball, getting the offensive line more ready as well. And so for me, this defense could make a huge leap because of the young talent, but also the experience of guys like Calais Campbell.
And they need to. They allowed the second most points in the NFL over the last 3 seasons, so that's got to happen. Let's go to Seattle now, where Bill has deemed them the most likely to believe in their own draft picks. Some really big names are gone, but they were able to stockpile some picks and some cash, and it sounds like they're going to rely heavily on those young players. So, Kevin, give us 3 priorities for them this offseason.
Yeah, these are easy. Number 1, fix the offensive line. They used Bray Zabel as their first pick in the draft. They need help from Charles Cross, but yes, that needs to be shored up. We're always asking if they fix their offensive line. Number 2, will the rookies be ready? They took a very athletic draft class. Nick Emenwari, the safety, Elijah Arroyo from Miami. Those guys have to be ready if they're going to take another leap. But number 3, and the most important, is Sam Darnold. He had the best resurrection story in football last year. I don't know how else you would describe it. Kevin O'Connell, however, is one of the best quarterback coaches in football. He understands how to resurrect a career. Clint Kubiak has been a very good offensive coordinator, but he's not Kevin O'Connell. So for me, it's, can you have Sam Darnold have the same success with the deep ball this year as he did last year without Justin Jefferson? Okay, JSN is a very good wide receiver, but he's not Justin Jefferson. So for me, you need to do maybe the hardest job in football, which is to keep a miracle last year going in different circumstances. It's going to be an uphill battle.
Yep. All right. We're going to go to LA now. Bill has the NFC West champion Rams as most likely to cut coupons on defense, which is pretty funny. They're spending about half the league average because of some of those great draft picks on that side of the ball. So let's assess their top 3 priorities for the summer. Kevin, start us off.
All right. So you mentioned those draft picks. Jared Verse is a franchise-changing guy. I had Les Snead, the GM, on my show a couple weeks ago, and he said they spent 5 top 100 draft picks to replace Aaron Donald, and they've almost gotten there. When you look at Braden Fisk and you look at the guys in their front 7, they combined for 130 pressures for their top 4 pass rushers last year. That is top 5 in the league. But Verse is going to take another step forward. He will be a Defensive Player of the Year candidate this year, and that's why the Rams are real deal Super Bowl contenders.
Wow, you're giving out all sorts of awards this morning. I love it. All right.
You know what complements a great front 7? A great secondary.
There we go.
We talked about Jalen Ramsey. Go out and get Jalen Ramsey. Bring him back. They're about 1 or 2 players away from being a dominant defense, because I agree with Kevin on the front 7. What better way to do that than to go get Jalen Ramsey, who still has 1 or 2 years left at the elite level. They were right there with Philly a year ago, and they're going to have to shut down that offense at some point. Jalen Ramsey could do that.
I'm most excited about this offense, specifically the receiving core. You go and add Devontae Adams to a young, talented Puka Nacua, to a young, talented 6th-round pick in Jordan Whittington, who came on late and came out strong. Yes, you talk about the loss of Cooper Kupp, but he has been replaced. You see Tutu Atwell as well. This receiving core is going to be elite. They were last year. They haven't missed a beat. So I'm excited to watch what happens with the receiving core, because anyone knows a perfectly placed ball, that chemistry outdoes a great defense.
Yeah, and they finished hot last season. They won 9 of their last 12 games.